Hi, this is Lesley. Welcome back to Willinrow Arts. Let's jump right in. 2 movies came out this summer, Super Mario Galaxy and Masters of the Universe. My family and I watched the Super Mario Galaxy movie and we loved it. I've yet to watch the Masters of the Universe movie, but I'm really excited for it because I was a huge She-Ra fan growing up. I even dressed up as her for Halloween. What I decided was, why not combine Peach and She-Ra? So let's get started. I'm going to start with 3D sculpting my She-Ra, my Peach-Ra, my She-Peach, my Peachadora. So I start always with an alien face. I get her eyes started. Now Peach has really big eyes, so I'm trying to get a little bit more Peach vibe in the face. And I'm slowly working out the details, adding her little nose. I do then add ears. I end up taking away the ears because you'll see that she eventually has a crown in the place and you don't see her ears. I added the iconic Peach earrings, but I'm going to incorporate them into She-Ra's crown. So we're going to go with a little Peach combo She-Ra crown. We need to obviously have Peach style hair. Both She-Ra and Peach have beautiful blonde long hair. Now I'm going to design the crown. I'm getting my She-Ra references and my Peach references, and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to take from both. So of course we need She-Ra's like wings type things, and then I'm deciding, do I want to add Peach's crown in? So I start by adding a full Peach crown in to the top, but I decide that's just too much going on for the top of a crown. So I tweak it throughout the sculpt and I end up with mostly She-Ra, I think, in the crown. I work on adding her hair in, and she'll have more hair than this, but I get a start of the hair. And then we go to start on her body. And I'm working on her dress. I'm going to do a Peach She-Ra combination dress. It's going to be a short dress like She-Ra wears, but with a little ruffle like Peach. Next, I'm going to work on her hands. Boy, hands are so hard. Even 3D sculpting hands, they're so hard. I'm going to give her gloves like Peach. Peach wears gloves and She-Ra wears wrist cuffs. Maybe that's what they're called. But I'm going to go with gloves, but they're going to end up being gold like She-Ra's wrist cuffs. And then I work on her dress, her little skirt in that Peach vibe. I'm posing her in the position of when She-Ra says, "I am She-Ra." I also realized when she's a Dora, she definitely has Princess Peach bangs. I gave her a She-Ra cape, and instead of a She-Ra sword, I gave her a Peach umbrella to hold up. This is where I decided to take away the Princess Peach part of the crown and I made it more of a crest on her shirt. And then I worked on her boots. Now, She-Ra has some 1980s stiletto heel type boots, but Peach is a little bit more sensible and she's going to just have some good old boots. I tidied up some details, worked on finishing touches, and then I decided to print her. I'm so happy with how she printed. I think she's so cute. She's great. I think she gives a little bit of a Princess Peach and a little bit of She-Ra mixed together. I did learn when printing something this size, especially on like skinny legs, best to make a stand. We're going to glue her in a little scene, so I'm not too worried about that. But for next time, if I'm going to make a character on human legs, the resin curing machine rotates and it's only like yay big. So I had to balance her on something to cure her. It worked out fine, but for next time, maybe do a stand because you could always hide the stand inside the diorama. So now we're going to paint her with a little mix of She-Ra and a little mix of Princess Peach. I'm going to base coat her, prime her in white. I typically like to start with black. I think for her, because she's going to be mostly light colors, I'm going to go with white. I think I'm going to go in with pinks right now because I know I want her cape to be pink and I want her umbrella to be pink. So I have mixed up a little bit of pink. It's kind of like Pepto-Bismol pink. Folks that paint really fine details with the airbrush, what's the trick? Do you want high PSI, low PSI? Let me know, my airbrushing friends. Her dress and boots and gloves and crown are going to be more She-Ra-esque. So I'm giving those guys a black base coat because I'm going to eventually go over with a gold metallic, and metallic shows best if you put a black base down first. Let's start to get a little base of the skin color in. The airbrush stuff I'm learning, and you guys are along for the ride, and any tips would be greatly appreciated. I just think it takes practice and more of a gentle approach than my crazy wild approach. I think we'll get there eventually. I think we're just practice until we figure out. I'm okay with that. You can't learn anything unless you try. So the next layer I'm going to work on is her hair, and she's going to have blonde hair, but I'm going to start with browns and then work our way to lighter colors. She's looking a little Batman-esque right now. She could be Batman, She-Ra, Princess Peach. I made a mixture of yellow, white, and a little brown. To get the hair look I'm going for, I think it's just going to take layers, multiple colors, until I get the right gold tone. Yellows are so hard. Let's move her away from Batman into She-Ra gold. I might start with this bronze gold. Now she's looking a little bit more She-Ra-esque. Okay, let's be brave and start working on the eyes. When I first started sculpting her, I planned to give her those big, wide, open peach eyes. Peach is usually shown with large eyes and very little visible eyelid detail, especially in the artwork. But when I tried that look on my sculpture, it just didn't feel right. The expression looked a little off, so I decided to add eyelids. Even Peach herself has changed over the years. In some of her earliest appearances, she's actually portrayed with darker, more brunette-colored hair, eventually becoming the blonde princess we all recognize today. I've never been a painter who does one little thing at a time. I usually do a little bit here, there, touch up this, work on this, go back to this. I want to get some eyelashes in. So right now I'm working on building up the color of her dress. I want to build up the white to brighten it. Whites are hard, yellows are hard, so I'm gonna also try to continue with her hair. It's looking pretty good. So it will be a lot of back and forth, touching up where I accidentally get white where I don't want it. I'll go over all the metallic again. I have these iridescent acrylics that I'm gonna paint over her cape, and that will make it a little bit shiny. Ooh la la, that would be good. I'm starting with this plum flash and use some of this lighter pink flash. The iridescent is looking nice and shimmery. She's looking pretty good. She definitely needs some touch-ups, but let me put her aside for a little bit and start working on her base. I'm gonna make her base out of cardboard. So I'm gonna make some circles to stack. I roughly cut a bunch of circles. I want to look like there's some stairs. So I'm just gonna take my hot glue, glue our layers. We're gonna cover it all, so it does not need to be perfect. We'll pretty it up in the end. I found some styrofoam from some type of packing material, so I'm gonna work that into my base as well. There we go. Step, step. Is the styrofoam surviving the hot glue? Just have some filler. It's not hot glue friendly styrofoam, but it is working enough to grab a hold. So I'm just gonna use my styrofoam and cardboard and just kind of fill up my space until I get the shape I want. I have a vision, guys, so just trust the process. You could do the same thing with tinfoil. I'm low on tinfoil and I have a bunch of junk. So if you want to make any kind of structure, you can shape it out of tinfoil, out of trash, out of styrofoam, whatever you have laying around the house. Recycle. Does not look like much now. I'm going to cover this with craft paper, kind of like paper mache. Now we have our base structure. Let this all dry and harden. Hi friends, we're back. Well, I'm back. It's been a weekend here. So let's get back to making our base. Thought is this is a stone structure, maybe in a castle. I think we're just gonna go with the egg carton method. So I like to rip my egg carton into stones. PVA glue, and I might use hot glue to assist myself in some areas as well. Little heat gun to tackle the glue cobwebs as I go. So an egg carton has all kinds of cool shapes you can work with to make a castle structure or stone structures or ruins. That's a great material to have. This is a castle ruin. We're going to coat everything in black, and then we'll go in with dry brushes. So we're almost dry with the black coat. I'm going to go in with some white. I might go whites, I might go browns, I might go creams. Not quite dry brushing because we do have wet paint here. I'm adding a touch of purples and blues and pinks into my stone color. I think it gives a little bit of that vibe of that old She-Ra cartoon, the coloring in that cartoon. I'm going to add some mushrooms to the scene, not giant mushrooms like the Mushroom Kingdom size mushrooms, but fairly large if you think real world mushrooms. It's a little soon to start adding sand and fine foliage, but I just want to see what it looks like on the stone structure, and I don't want to wait for tomorrow, so I'm adding a little bit in. This is sponge material I use on a lot of my builds. I just cut up sponge and I mix it with some paint, and it makes great trees, great bushes, all kinds of good stuff. I like the pink color because obviously Peach loves pink, and in the She-Ra cartoon there's lots of pink bushes and trees. And now I'm telling myself, stop, you are going way ahead of yourself. I'm going to use my iridescent colors for the mushrooms. I think that will be fun. We're going to go, instead of Mario red, we're going to go with blues and purples and pinks. Now I have to decide if I want polka dots. So I think I'm going to go with more imperfect dots. I have some just basic green tufts of grass. A few of those would be nice too. I could go crazy with flowers, but I don't think for this scene that's gonna work. I might add a little bit more of the fine foliage in the dirt once I get She-Ra, what are we calling her? Peachadora in there. I think for now, let's set this aside. Let's finish up Peachadora. I do think I need a little bit more pink on her lips. I want to put a little metallic on the handle of her umbrella. I'm going to use my bronze metallic and my gold metallic and just touch up all the metallics. I'm going to use Mod Podge Super Gloss for her eyes. I think the next thing is to glue her in place and see if we need any additional touch-ups. I'm going to put some PVA glue down. I want her standing in the center here. While I'm adding some finishing touches here, I wanted to thank everyone who purchased some of my resin characters. I appreciate it so much, and all of you that checked out my new website, willinrow.com. I still have resin characters for sale, and if you're interested in this Princess Power character, we'll call her, I can add her to my shop. Let me know. I am coming out with 2 more resin woodland characters, so those will be coming out this summer as well. So I have her glued in place. She's looking great. I've had so much fun with this project. I'm gonna just do a few finishing touches, maybe add a little bit more moss here and there. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far in the video, let me know your favorite cartoon growing up. When I was little, I loved Gem and the Holograms, and I loved She-Ra, and Saturday morning cartoons, of course, was huge. Let me know what your favorite cartoon is, and let me know what you think of this project. If you're also a fan of She-Ra, you may remember the character Lucky. I've hidden him multiple places in the video. Let me know if you found him. Today's lesson is you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. Sometimes the best magic comes from being creative, kind, and brave enough to try something new.